Hi, chat. Welcome in. How y'all doing today? Happy Monday to you. Black bean soup night. Hi, Carlo. Welcome in, Will Poker. I got nothing done today. Oh, I did laundry. I am wearing the shirt that I complained about being stained yesterday. But I feel like I got nothing done today. And I don't know why I'm grabbing the filters when I need the water. Hi, Cosmic. Well, if it's all you got to do, it's all you got to do. I just always feel like I've got a never-ending list of things I gotta get done to get where I want to be. And I never get to where I want to be. Welcome in, everyone. Cheers. Where do we start with things here? Actually, I know where we start with things here. I just don't know what pot we start with it in. I think I am going to start the ham hock. I've got more pans now. In you. Though they're all aluminum pans, they're not nice stainless steel pans. And we're going to take a smoked pork shank. I know this is not the first step in the recipe for this, but I do think I need to get this cooking first in order to get the whole thing ready. And so we're going to throw this in the pan with some stock and some water. Let me look up our figures for dinner tonight. Four cups chicken broth. Nah, I feel like I just woke up. I've been awake for a while. I took a nap today. Part of the reason that I feel like I didn't accomplish anything, by the way. So that's 3 cups of homemade stock. I think I'm going to stick with 3 cups of homemade stock and go with water instead of 2. So this is more like 5 cups, because that's one heck of a ham hock. Ham shank. And so we'll start heating that up together, making sure that the flames on the ice block too, and not just cooking the meat. And we'll get into the veggies. We have the leftover onion here from last night. We're going to use that up along with some other onion. But how do I want to cut it? That is one cured onion. That has got some layerage. Layerage, not leverage. Captions. You know, I was thinking last night after stream, I was talking, I forget with who, with someone on stream about beef. And it got me to thinking that, yeah, everyone complains about beef's environmental impacts and its likely impact on global warming. The other part to that I hadn't really thought about or considered on my own part is that as global warming occurs, or as things warm up, regardless of how it's doing so, it's going to really ruin the beef industry. I mean, it's not just like the beef industry is causing it, but it's going to really, because, yeah, a lot of these industries are going to move north, but there's no huge open pastures and stuff like that for the beef industry to take over versus where they have in the South. At least I don't think they have that. Like, they're going to be having to create new open pastures in developed territories. We're doing these the same. That's sort of the fallacy of beef. We feed beef grain, but typically we only feed beef grain its last 6 weeks of its life. When they're forced to be transported and stored in queue to be slaughtered is when they're always fed grain because they don't want to pay more for it. And otherwise you're paying some artisan price for grass-fed. If we raised all of our cattle on grain their entire lives, that'd be wow. Oh, good. So we're getting that mostly covered. Yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff that, well, I don't know if that's really what's going to happen, though. Because what it seems and what I'm reading is it's less that things will be constantly and comfortably warm, and more that it's going to be more volatile. It's going to go up and down. It's going to have higher peaks, but, you know, it's not going to be, at least initially. We keep going with things. I don't know what we're gonna do. Meanwhile, we're restarting every nuclear plant that we can find to feed AI. I'm gonna move this loveliness over here for now, and this one up here. And we're gonna cut up our other veggies too. Carrot, celery. Oops, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. There we go. Mel's having scallops and pasta. I think soup is so synonymous with using up leftovers or other things in the kitchen that there aren't soups that are specifically dump soups. So you're having ravioli soup with spinach. Hey, Shanavision. We've got a smoked ham hock in chicken stock and water cooking away, or at least still heating up to a boil. Got another pan here ready for our veggies. I don't think I want to use those for holding that today. Poor celery. Did I say, hey, they can see me? Welcome in, they can see me. Yeah, it's sort of strange that there isn't really much of a pork stock. I think most celery that most people get tastes horrible compared to real celery, in my opinion. This is borderline okay, this one that I have here. But, like, celery can have a lot more flavor than what I find in most supermarkets. Like, it's most certainly one of those vegetables, like, try growing it at home. Try growing cutting celery at home, too. I used to grow cutting celery myself, and that's great if you do soups or want to do cream of celery or something like that. It's just too woody to leave in as bits, and so it's sort of like you gotta use it for stocks or for infusing soups or infusing broths. I'm saying that stores sell you celery grown on the cheapest water known to man and tastes like it in many cases too. The cutting celery that I was growing, I was having trouble getting, like, it was being a bit weed-like to me. But then again, Sonoma is a near perfect climate for celery. You can smell that ham hock now. That smoked ham flavor. Smell. Deliciousness. Thank you. Okay, garlic. That's what I was over here for. I think 2 cloves of garlic is sort of weak for a bean soup. So I think we're going to go a little heavier with the garlic, at least I am. So there's our 2 cloves that the recipe calls for. There's 3. Let's go 4. I knew what you meant by head. Depends on the garlic. I've used and prefer hard nut garlic. It's much spicier and much stronger of a flavored garlic, but it's also a seasonal garlic. The soft neck garlic that you find in the vast majority of supermarkets is available annually and will last a long time until it starts growing on its own, basically. Guy at the supermarket that I bought that ham hock from, I got that from Oliver's chain here in Sonoma. They have nice smoked hocks, and they cut them in thirds, and I just wanted the whole hock, and he was like, we got whole ones you can give you, and I was like, no, I sort of like that you saw it in thirds, because that way it gets into all the innards of the bone, and all that flavor actually gets in there, and it's actually easier to break down when I do so later. I think he just wanted to save the time sawing all of them, but... And so, if you don't see what I mean by that, this, they put this hock on a bandsaw and cut it twice through, about 80-90% of the way through. That said, garlic in my house would never last over 6 months anyways, like... And don't ask me the lifetime of jarred garlic and disturbing products like that. I keep looking at that clock back there and getting thrown off because I haven't changed it for daylight savings yet. Let's see, we got our celery, garlic, onion, ham hock, and broth going. We can throw bay leaf in with the ham hock. Okay. I think we're good with that. How we looking on the other recipe here? I think I want to get the soup ready and going, and then we'll do the cornbread, because the cornbread is not going to be... Cornbread's a quick bread, so it's going to be basically mix and bake. So back over on the stove here. Get the heat going again on our cast iron. And we're gonna start cooking. We'll start with our onions. This final dish is probably going to have to go in the stainless steel pot. We'll see. But I think this is going to be the best pot for searing all these veggies. And I wanted to get the ham hock and the broth cooking first thing because that's what takes the longest. The veggies don't take that long. I mean, the veggies, you give them a good 20-30 minutes in water and veggies are going to do most of their flavor. We use the sanded down bamboo spoon for tonight. Sanded down into my food over the years, that is. Captions working? Why are you not working, captions? Huh? Captions, where are they? What's going on here? One, two, three captions. Guess captions are broke, chat. Salt, 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 salt. Need to go just a little bit longer with those. Oh, hey, welcome back, captions. Need to go just a little bit longer with those onions before we add in the other goodies. I'm gonna start with the carrots after this. Yeah. I wasn't really thinking about it when I was wondering why it wasn't working, but even with the old captions I used to use every once in a while, they would stop every now and then because they rely on some other engine. It's not like it's all built into my OBS. I believe this one's relying off of Google for translation. Yeah, I've been sort of of that opinion now, too. Even though I think they both were using Google. I don't know if they were using the same Google... Like, Google has 101 different services, but... I think they both were using Google. The major advantage over this allowed me to ditch Chrome on this PC. Because I was needing... The one thing about the old captions was it had to be run through Chrome. And these ones are just run... They're a plug-in for OBS. They're also better in the sense that these are also feeding Twitch's closed captions option. So I'm showing the captions on screen. I'm not really making it an option for everyone in chat. But the system allows you to turn on Twitch's closed captions and see it in a traditional style closed caption. Going with our carrots here. And so hopefully it also works with, like, maybe YouTube and all that too. I'm not 100% on all of that. Like, I don't have time to research all of this stuff about stream. I wish I did. But watching random films on YouTube and other things is just so much more engaging. Celery. But I appreciate the feedback, Crowdot. Let's go ahead with the garlic too. Paprika, cumin. Cumin. Pretty heavy dish on cumin. And they want smoked paprika, which we have smoked ham hock. Smoked paprika would help, but I don't have any in the house and I wasn't going to buy it special. Bit more salt for the rest of those veggies. Pepper. The other salt. Alright, turning that way down. Just keep warm temp there. I am not going to add a jalapeno to this dish tonight, in the traditional sense. I'm going to add a smoked jalapeno to this dish, since I'm going to be using chipotles again here soon. Might as well open this can a little early. We'll throw one of these chipotles in there. Okay, maybe 2. Oops, left that a little too zoomed in. Sorry about that. Spicy. The rest of these I have to do something with. Give these a wrap up and throw them in the fridge for later. And give this a bit of a turn here, see if we can't get this whole Hock cooking. Gonna add another cup of water in here. What? Did it not run an ad like normally? I don't know. I don't make any money off of ads anyway, so I just do them because Twitch forces me to. So are we going to an even larger pan? Yeah, I think we have to. I think we gotta go for the big boy. So we got our broth with the bay leaf and the ham hock in the big boy cast iron or stainless steel pot. And we're going to add these lovelies in there. Alright, now we're getting into cornbread time. I probably should have had some butter getting warm, shouldn't I? It would have helped if I had read tonight's recipes before I did things, right? Oh, it's melted butter. Okay, that makes things easier. I feel if I actually slice through this, break this all the way down into 3, it's gonna cook a lot better. You see, another reason to get cut up like oh, I guess I was supposed to buy buttermilk too. Oops. We're gonna be fine without it without a problem though. I'm just gonna substitute some yogurt. Move the... We're gonna swap pans here so that chat gets a better view of the soup. Okay, we got that happy. Now let's get ourselves some butter happy. Nice. Nice one. Kimchi's an interesting product. I don't love kimchi. I'm okay with kimchi every now and then. I mean, the kimchi quesadilla wasn't horrible. But it's not something I want in my everyday diet. It's just too funky, too sour for me, I think. Too fermenty in most cases. I like the spicy part though, and I don't mind the cabbage. I don't know, maybe I'll grow into that with age. Next steps here. We're making cornbread. Why am I staring at the soup? Soup's ready to go, other than we gotta add the beans to it. I'm using canned beans. Gotta leave myself enough for coffee in the morning. Gonna have to think up something to use yogurt with on Wednesday. Speaking of Wednesday, I don't know if chat realizes the ingredient challenge is also sort of my use up things around the house night. But, you know, spoiler, that happens. I think we're going to call it here tonight for Honey Nut Cheerios. Nope, that wasn't all the editing I needed to do. if anyone's enthusiastic or has to see Chex Mix win, you can feel free to add it back to the ingredient suggestions channel, which is just below the Wednesday dinner vote, where you can add your own ingredients, and the ones that get the most votes go to the main vote. So, Wednesday, making dinner and dessert using Honey Nut Cheerios. Minecraft Villager. Yeah, I gotta remove Chex Mix and Cheerios from the last vote. Why don't I do that right now while I'm here too? Because I don't think I got rid of those when I created this week. Nope, I didn't. The way this works, the one that gets the most votes goes first, and otherwise we go from top down because that way they're chronological. The oldest ones go first. The ones that are here over 6 months and don't get selected sort of disappear. And then if you're curious, we also have this here, where this is very loosely what I'm following tonight. I am very obviously not following this same order of operation, but we do have roughly the same things. I've used chipotles instead of jalapenos. I've used 3 cups of chicken broth instead of 4 and water. And then down below that we have the cornbread recipe. And then if you go back into the recipes channel, we have the next 2 weeks here on Monday. So we have split pea soup coming up next week with crusty bread. And chicken pupusas the Monday after that. How far back does the vote checking go for Wednesday's vote? Well, I start a new vote each week after, so probably tonight after stream, if I remember. That's usually the problem, is I'll forget and won't do it tonight, and sometimes it's even a couple of days later until I realize I haven't done it. That's why I started getting the mods to help me out with doing that. Okay, egg. Now we need egg. Two eggs. Is that a piece of shell down there? I don't think so. I think that's just cream. got one egg left over, but you have a new pack of eggs in the refrigerator, taking up space? Have you ever learned this hack? Not sure what I want to use to mix this all up together. The whisk is a bit... let's go with that. Okay. Now we're going to turn the oven on and put our cast iron pan in the oven. Using my medium cast iron. .400 degree. At least I think that was what it is off the top of my head. Yep. Crash, bang. You know, the problem with more pots and pans around the house is I tend to use more pots and pans around the house. So we got our wet ingredients together here for our cornbread. Now we're going to mix together our dry ingredients, starting with our AP flour. Nice solid scoop of AP flour there. Yeah, I crawled out. And then you got more to clean, which is the real complaint, or the real problem. That ain't very much. Well, that's masa anyways. We're using that for pizza. What's this back here? I want to make sure we're using up all the old stuff first. Yeah, this is much coarser than... I don't know if I call... Well, yeah, that's a medium grind. And then what did I do with you? There you are. Yorkfack. Salt. Sugar. Lots of sugar. A little bit of honey too. I'm gonna do the honey last into the full mixture. What else are we missing here? We need baking powder and baking soda. Got those right here. Baking powder going in, and baking soda going in now. Now we're mixing these. And adding our honey. And that's about far as we need to go with that. I'm worried that this is too much for my pan. And give the pot a rinse out here so I don't have to worry about it being dirty. Put that back on the stove. Yeah, this is going to rise, and this is a lot of batter. I think I need to go with my larger cast iron with this, chat. I think I need to swap out which pan I have in the oven. So I swapped my medium cast iron for my large cast iron there in the oven. Get an egg in the bottom of that. What's happening, chat? Having a good start to your week? This is looking like it's getting there. I say that in chat, can't say what I'm saying. I just flipped over the pieces of meat here so that the other side was getting some moisture time. Marketing. Ham hocks or hocks have always been like one of the cheapest cuts that you can buy of the meat. And now we got them being sold as marrow bones and ossobuco and, you know, pork ossobuco and capitalism moves on. That's the oven coming the temp, that beep there, but I'm going to give that another moment to, since I swapped out the pan, to really heat up that pan, especially since it's a larger pan, too. Writing's good. Sort of an interesting catch-22 when you think about AI, actually, because there is a point where it gets to learning on its own, but it's pretty much entirely still generated by real-life creativity, you know. And so the need for people to still be creative, still be experts in their field, still be the best of the best, is still there, I guess. But it's just a narrowing of that, you know, finer and finer tip. Welcome, Pick Human, over on the YouTubeage. My sleep schedule's been all out of whack the last, almost like since I got back from TwitchCon. But here's hoping, you know, daylight saving knocks that right back into shape. Yep, it's a technology. Technologies are good and bad. I dislike most of the commercial uses that I have heard of GMOs being used for. GMOs are not inherently evil. TwitchCon was fun. It's always a good experience. It's always educational, informational. At least you can make it that way. See who's sponsoring what, see who's, you know, whether the market's going up or going down, sort of like your own opinion. You can see who's funneling money into this business and who's not. You can see, you can go and learn things from the other streamers. They have all sorts of panels and stuff like that that are awesome. But, yeah. I think most of the old school, like, really, like, edge-questionable stuff that you would see more on Kick today is probably not going to return to TwitchCon, but oh, there's all sorts of problems with the crawl adult, whether it's forcing buying seeds or promoting people use illegal pesticides, or yeah, promotion of more pesticide use, or failed promises like Golden Rice. Like, Golden Rice had a great, you know, idea and theme behind it. It hasn't panned out. You know, we had the ability with GMOs. Like, this encapsulates my thoughts with GMOs pretty much. We had the ability with GMOs to make the most beautifully flavorful long-lasting products, what do? We make apples that don't oxidize. Like, so you can slice them and put them in kid packs. It didn't work. Golden rice, it just didn't. Alright, so we're going to move the batter off the cutting board here. Switch over to the cutting board view, but I'm going to have a towel here, so it's not going to be very exciting for the moment. And we're going to pull this pan out here. Grab our veg oil. Veg oil our pan. Get a little bit of the sides. Don't burn yourself. Don't get it. You don't have to get it perfectly all the way around. And then in with our batter. Yeah, considering this batter is going to rise, it might have fit in the other pan, but with the rise, it probably would have been over the top. And going back into the oven with that. Dances with Felines. If it wasn't for streaming and pushing myself to try and do different things, I would probably live on chicken and rice and pizza. Though the pizza would maybe be like once a week these days, because my guts can't handle it anymore on a regular basis. The reason why Mexican food is, I think, so pervasive in US home food is it's like the same 7 ingredients in like 10 different combinations. You get the ingredients for making Mexican foods around your home. They stay pretty well in your house. Most of them either canned, pickled, or jarred. Other than that, it's meat and cheese and starch. Canadian cuisine, eh? What is that, maple syrup? Poutine and maple syrup? Swiss chalet chicken? The real joke about Canada and its cuisine would be Canada has a diverse and cultured food cuisine. It's just only owned by the rich people. I make that joke because it's like the number one complaint I hear about Canada is like, it's all owned by the rich people already. Like, the government doesn't care what anything but the rich people want. Of course, you could say the same thing about the U.S. Oh, did I set a timer? I did not set a timer on my... I'm going to set a time for 16 minutes. Probably not. There's more people in California than there are in Canada, and there's more people living north of Canada in the US than there are people living in Canada. Gotta remember Alaska. Or wait a minute, maybe I'm getting... No, it's a play on words now that I'm thinking about it, because it doesn't make sense otherwise. There's more people living north of Canada in the US than living south of the US and Canada. Which still doesn't fully compute. I must have completely messed up what that was. But I do know that there's more people, at least with the last census, in California than in all of Canada. Most of the major cities are close to the border, not like right there, but I mean, Toronto is only what, like 90 minutes, an hour away from New York? State, New York State. Montreal is relatively southern. Ontario is right on the border next to Detroit. But this is really why you want them cut. You got all that lovely marrow in these bones still. Oh, you can't see that, chat. Sorry. You got all that lovely marrow still in those bones. and you can sort of get that all disturbed up, and I'm going to push that back into the soup over here. And drop the bone in there too. If you want, you can let these sit and cool down a bit more. You don't have to rush this. And you can also cook these longer than I have too, because you can get more flavor out of them, or you can break down more cartilage. Get more gelatin, more. And this one's the pain to sort of clean up, because this is the sort of the knuckle. Thank you for the follow. And that's just going to go back in there like that. I'm not going to pick at that further. You can if you want to. No dessert tonight. Mondays tend to be the lightest of my week. Fridays or Mondays are my lightest of the week. Wednesdays we do dessert every week. And otherwise, it's typically, like, I've got cookies coming up here on the calendar, but I don't think I've got much else in the way of dessert dinner. Like, usually if it's not a part of Wednesday, it's sort of like a star part of the dinner for doing dessert. So this all now gets minced up. Cartilage or not, it's all delicious. And it's all going to break down with a little more time in the soup. Fat too. Fat's flavor. Especially smoky fat. Not worried about it being this fat, it's gonna melt. Tasty tendon. Mm-hmm. Now, if you don't like things crunchy like they're sort of sounding right now with the cartilage, you do want to let the soup go for a while. It's sort of like a question if you're one of those people that likes the crunchy part to the non on a chicken wing, or if you just want the meat. If you just want the meat, you want to cook this a bit longer. If you like that gristly chew a little bit, you can go as quick as I will be tonight or quicker. Ah! Saved it. Touched the table, but not the floor. But these also have, there's some good meat here, you know? And this is also, I believe, some of the most flavorful and best tasting pork there is. If you buy any of those, pre-made, barbecued meat packs that are they're like vacuum packed, and then you can just microwave them. They're great if you're looking to make a quick dinner. But a good portion of them are actually made with Hocks. If you know the flavor and you taste the meat, a good portion of those are. If they aren't specifying that there's some other cut. Sort of going to be doing almost a repeat of this next Monday. We're going to be doing split pea soup because it's split pea soup week. And I like split pea soup, even though it's not the most glorious of soups. It's traditionally a cheap, watered down poor man meal, poor man dish. But I think it's delicious. This recipe would be awesome for a slow cooker. Yeah. That's not what I wanted. There we go. Let's take a look at our cornbread. Give that another 2 minutes. Cornbread be made. Chop up these last little bits here. Meat gonna go back into that soup now. Gonna add a bit more water in with this. Bring that back up to a boil. Getting noises from the mic again. Is this mic already dead? I hope not. I do want to bring this soup back up to a boil and let it cook for a little bit. And just break down those little bits of cartilage just a little bit more. Nice edge to it. Nice and soft. I nearly broke it getting it out of the pan. Well, I did begin to break it, getting it out of the pan, but rescued it enough that it's still holding together. And now for our cannel beans. You're kidding me. What are you doing over here, camera? So, I guess I'm making kidney bean soup tonight, chat. I could have swore these were black beans. Not that I think the difference between these and black beans would be flavor-wise. Even, like, they're going to be pretty much the same. They're just, it's going to have a slightly different texture. Because they're bigger and they got thicker skins. I'm going to pour these out and rinse them off. May I point out the music was like perfect for that announcement too. I think I'm still going to let that sit for another minute or two and cook. But those are going to go in there soon. I am noticing pretty much all of these beans straight from the can without even hitting heat are split, which is not cool. I do know that I bought those beans because they were on sale. I've had them in the house for a minute. beans are in. Our kidney beans are in our black bean soup. Definitely need to bring that back up to the heat with the beans. Even though they're canned, you do want to bring them up to heat because you're never really going to get the flavors to meld and things to taste right unless you get them all equalized to the same temperature and at hot temperature. Take a photo of the cornbread. Looks almost like pasta vajol without the pasta. I have pasta. Alright, time to boil up some soup. Little finish of freeze-dried oregano. Did I say oregano? Cilantro. Cilantro, not oregano. I like me some Spezza. Nope, still messed up that orientation. I think you had it with SPAE. But it might be LE. It's probably LE at the end. Nice. So there we got that. That's looking yummy. I'm looking forward to this dinner. Let's give a cut on this cornbread and see what we get here. Cornbread, anyone? Pac-Man approves of tonight's dinner. I think I am going to leave it here, folks. Greatly appreciate you all hanging out with me tonight. I hope you enjoyed making bean soup with me, making some cornbread. Gonna be back on Wednesday doing Honey Nut Cheerios as my ingredient challenge. So dinner and dessert on Wednesday, somehow incorporating Honey Nut Cheerios. And what do we have for plans for this weekend? Do I have plans for this weekend in the calendar already here? Let's see here. No, I do not. I do have a duck in my freezer right now. So that duck is probably going to be a part of our weekend plans. I've also got some chicken legs and thighs in the fridge that I need to use up, whether on stream or not. I hope to see you all back here on Wednesday. Have a great night, folks. Good night.